live, and we're going to hope that captions works, but they appear to have been immediately frozen. So we're not going to have closed captioning for this episode, which has been the case recently, and I'm going to have to, I don't know, bother Google about getting automatic captions to get back to working. Anyways, Tim, how are you doing? Welcome to December.
I'm doing great today, actually. Wait, why am I doing great? I don't know why I'm so good. I guess you know what? I got holiday spirit. I'm super pumped up. And you know what? And I have a special challenge for you, Jonah. I didn't talk to you about this before. I'm going to be done at exactly 1 hour today.
Okay. Well, if you
Because
disagree,
otherwise, it's either that or my daughter is walking home from school so many miles away. So
is it
we'll see.
snowing
Maybe.
over there?
No. Oh, gosh. It
Should
never
be
snows here.
fine then.
Yeah,
I
really.
walked home in the snow, and it's not even snowing.
Oh gosh, Jonah, in the Northwest, when there's a hint of snow, we all panic. Oh my gosh, we panic. We accept everybody who's got a big ass SUV, and then they drive super fast. The rest of us get off the road, and then because no one here knows how to drive in snow conditions at all, because we only have snow like once a year, the big SUVs can't brake. They go sliding everywhere. Super excited. Also,
We're
an inch
on.
of snow means we lose power too.
Oh, we're on. We've gotten an inch like 2 or 3 times now. This like tonight we're expecting 5 to 8. I know up in Maine it's like 9 to 15 inches of snow.
You know, we're just torturing our audience because they want to know about the promos, and we're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey,
So
everybody,
is
you
that
want to
where
know
we're
about
starting?
promos?
Are we starting with the promos?
You know what? Actually, no. We're going to start with translation, right?
Oh yeah, let's talk about translation.
Wait, wait.
Spartan 5732 asks, "Can I be louder?" Not really. I can get a little bit closer to the microphone. But this is a new microphone. We're learning how it works. It has a little box that has a dial attached to it, and I don't know how the technology works. But
That's awesome. Okay, so
yeah,
is that better? My
all
left ear loves you.
this is a
So,
mono mic, so it's only gonna be one sided. It's not gonna be dual channel. So I think if you have like your headset set to separate audio streams, it'll only go to one side.
and
Um,
Gentle Giant said you got louder. So there you go.
Great.
And look at me. I'm reading the comments again all by myself. I'm
Fantastic.
a big boy.
So, yeah, let's talk about translation real quick. We hired some translators to help with exam translation back in September. The project is just about wrapped up. We are looking at translating the last few questions for the exams that we're having translated, and then implementing those translations into the exams, which means late December or early January. We will be able to roll out translation into French, Italian, Spanish, and German on the apprentice level 1 and level 2 exams for all questions, answers, and explanations. I'm really excited about that. And once we get stabilized, we'll look at translating more things, but that is a future project.
Speaking of future projects, I want to take just a second and just go on a tangent for a second. So, goals for next year, right? Because we're coming up on a new year, right? And we'll talk about this more at our next broadcast over at the first of the year. But Jonah and I are both going to get way better setups for video, so that's going to be one of them. We're going to Jonah. When is the scorekeeper material coming live?
Oh, yeah. So we've been talking about having a scorekeeper certification for a while now.
Like forever, actually. Yeah, technically forever.
And that is going to be coming very soon. I just finished going over the scripts 25 minutes ago, and I'm going to start putting together the videos, putting it all together. And so we're going to get those first 4 lessons out before the end of the year, along with the introductory level exam for scorekeeping.
And somebody wanted translations. I hope it's not a painful question. Is it for current exams or new ones? So you
So
might. talk about what we're translating.
It is going to cover the existing apprentice L1 and L2 exams, as well as those exams as questions get updated. So if we have, say, significant changes to rules or policy and questions need to be changed to accommodate those updates, we will have those questions updated. All told, it's about 300 questions across the 3 exams. And so it's a pretty substantial effort. When we get to level 3, level 4, level 5, we will want to translate those. However, at higher levels, there will probably be, we'll get into those details when we get to them. I would love to continue to see it expand to other things. Mastery exams are going to be lower priority because they are a nice to have, not a must have. You need to be able to pass an exam to get a certification. The mastery exams currently are just a badge of honor.
So so in the new year, so before the new year, our goal is to have those exams translated, to have the scorekeeper test coming live. In the new year, I want to figure out much better audio and visual for what we're doing. I want to bring a subject matter expert on board. That's still we're in a holding pattern before we can start interviewing. And I want to get a social media producer to help us really increase the quality of our work. And we'll be working on that soon. So, so we've got some exciting stuff.
This is Robo Joe asks, is there going to be a Huttese or Shriwook translation? That is dependent on Fantasy Flight Games. If they print cards in Huttese and Shriwook, like full sets, not just a singular promo, then if it is an officially supported language of the game, then I think we'll talk with our friends at Fantasy Flight Game, and if they say, yes, this is a language that we're supporting, we'll find translators.
Okay, so I can't resist.
Yeah.
I used to work as a counselor for the Multnomah County Crisis Line.
Okay, we got 52 minutes left.
And we had this list of translators we could call if we needed help translating folks. We seriously, no BS, we had a translator on ready to go who spoke Klingon in case we needed, in case someone whose the only language they were willing or able to communicate in case they were having a mental health emergency and they were only able to communicate in Klingon. I never got to use that though, which is a disappointment.
That's fantastic.
Meanwhile, back at the talk.
Yes. Gentle Giant 303 asks, will there be a level that requires English? We are very far away from it, but it is very likely that 5 and possibly 4 will require English. If you are judging at the highest level events on an international scale, you're going to need to be able to communicate with judges internationally, and the language of the game itself, of the publisher, is English primarily, and so being able to read the rules and policy documents in their original language is going to essentially be a requirement at those levels, and being able to communicate with the judges at those levels, as well as like being able to speak directly with publishers and that sort of thing, being able to get that high level conversation will be critical at those levels of judging, but that's not locked in stone yet. Doc Lock asks, what were the topics that were covered already? Yeah.
Mostly Tim rambling.
Mostly rambling. We talked about the scorekeeping certification, which is coming out over the next few weeks. We talked about translations, which will be coming out at the end of the month or early January, depending on tech solutions, and when we get those last few policy questions updated and then translated. But shall we move on to show and tell?
Do we have the cool graphics?
We do have some graphics that show not the entire card image. So I'm going to cut over to that, and we're going to see what we have as options if technology agrees with me. So,
and I don't get to see them while we're doing this.
You don't get to see them unless you hop on over to the stream real fast. Alrighty. Let's cut on over. We're going to play a little guessing game. What card is this? This is our first promo for Secrets of Power for set 6. It is a legendary. It says Judge on it. We got this nice red and I'd call it gold or yellow border. I'm going to just give you a couple seconds to guess. This is one that you may have seen the art for already because we've had a couple pieces of art previewed previously. So we're just going to go through this. If you're not certain, we're going to see that it's 5 command hero. We got a couple guesses for Padme. That seems like a good guess. Dryden's out the window. So let's just step forward one more step. It's a 5/3 ground unit, and several people are very excited to see Queen Amidala. This is one of the best pieces of art for this game that I have seen, full stop. And the quality of
Tim gives it a thumbs up, by the way.
the quality of art has been going up on the promos. This I got very lucky. One of my friends at Fantasy Flight Games was pushing for this card in particular to be a promo, and so had a copy before I saw it, and oh boy, like that card is so pretty, and I need them. But let's go on to card number 2. This is a nice little rare with a blue and silver border. I don't know which one this is. I put them in order on purpose, and I no longer remember what card this is, so I can't put any hints into what I'm saying now. What are you laughing at, Tim?
I'm laughing at you.
That's fair. Oh, we have a guess for Cad Bane. We have a guess for Yaddle. Let's see what this costs. Let's see the aspects, because I don't know what's happening next. It is 8 cunning hero. Alrighty. We have guesses for Bo-Katan. We have Rex. We're going to show you a few more details. And this is another one that I think we've seen the art for before, so it might make it a little bit easier to guess. We have another ground unit, a 6/8, and we're getting guesses for the Mandalorian. It is, in fact, a Mandalorian bounty hunter, the Mandalorian. This one also great art. I'm delighted by it. I'm delighted by the blaster shot going out of frame. But we're going to keep on moving on because I think I know what's coming next. We have a very striking blue and yellow border. This one looks great. And you can notice by the cropping that we've done here, there are a lot of weird crops, and there's going to be some stuff overflowing the border here in an interesting way. It is 2 cunning villain. We're going to see if we have any guesses. Tennessee Feet Monk says, don't be Ebon Hawk. Don't worry. This one is not Ebon Hawk. But moving forward, we have a guess for Grievous. Tennessee Feet Monk is pleased that it's not Ebon Hawk. It is, in fact, a 3/3 Separatist official, and it is General Grievous. Like Amidala, this is another card that brings up some questions sometimes. This one has a lot of questions about timing with Overwhelm. I particularly like how in the art for this one, because of the way it overlays the frame, he is just crawling out of the card at you.
I love that. I honestly, okay, got to editorialize. I didn't care for the original art when I saw that. And then the crop where he's coming out of the frame is so good. I love it. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Fantastic.
It's fantastic.
It levels it up so much.
Yes.
All right.
And yes, Grievous is trying to, who was it? Wolf Strider. He's trying to escape the card because it turns out Grievous is a cowardly bastard who just, wait, I said bastard. I shouldn't say that. I guess I can't say it. Anyway, he's running from battle yet again.
Alrighty. Let's take a look at this next one. We have very few details on this one. It's brown and gray. It's a rare. We don't know this. We have a guess from Mr. Donovan saying Karis. That's an interesting guess. And we are moving forward to see the aspects and cost as folks continue to give us our guesses. It is 2 cost aggression hero. Doc Lock is also guessing Karis. Wolfstrider says Palp. I'm guessing it's not Palp. And folks are locked in on Karis Nemec. 3/2 ground unit. It is Karis Nemec. This art is great. It's, again, the promo art is, like, the art for everything is getting better and better. Karis Nemec, I think, here in the promo art is leaps and bounds over the default art. And one of my favorite things about this is it looks like he's playing with, like, Legion middies, which is I just relate to this card on a personal level. Um,
Jonah, I love you so much. You are just so delightful at this. Keep going. Keep going.
Alrighty,
Don't let me interrupt you.
we are going to our fifth and final card for Secrets of Power. It is a legendary with a dark blue frame with a little bit of red accenting there. Magda Sindore says when EU shipment. We'll be talking about that in
Hold
just a
on.
couple minutes as
Yeah,
soon
give
as
us
we
time.
finish
Give us
getting
time.
through
Give
all
us
these
time.
promos. We have a guest from Nilram54 on Dryden. We're going to give you a couple more hints. It says 3 cost. That's a lie. We have an incorrect render. This card would be much better at 3 cost. We're going to tell you that that's actually a 5 cost Vigilance Villainy, not a 3 cost. We're getting guesses for Scion. It's a 5/5. It is, in fact, Darth Scion. When we first saw this preview and it was a 3 cost, like, can you imagine if this card was a 3 cost? We do have confirmation that the actual card is not a 3 cost. It is printed 5 correctly on the card. This is a render error. The actual card is correct. So
Would it be helpful? Would people like it if I grabbed the cards and showed them the actual shiny card at this
I
point?
mean, you could send them to me, then I could show them. That would be nice. Right now, I'm showing them all 5 up on the screen.
I know, but that's
Yeah,
well. You keep showing them that. I'm gonna go grab. I'll step away for a second and grab the actual cards.
yes. You go ahead and grab those actual cards. We'll talk about these for a second. And then we're going to cut over and talk about merch kits and timing on all of those. Tennessee Feet Monks asks, who picked the promos this time? Head and Shoulders, stilts above all but the first set of Judge promos. Same people who've been picking them since the beginning. It's still the design team and developer team at Fantasy Flight Games. I believe it's the same person who's picked all 6 sets of promos, or all promos for each set. Sometimes they are more accurate in determining what the metagame will be, but this time I think they hit the nail on the head.
The way to think about it is they pick in consultation with us. So
Yes.
we don't get to choose, but we do get to we don't get to choose. We do get to have some degree of input.
Yes. Vitvo9 says, I am playmatted out. Will we see different types of Judge merch in the future, like deck boxes, sleeves, pins, etc.? We've talked about this before. The short answer is we would like to. The longer answer is getting customization on those is a lot harder than getting customization on playmats. It's relatively easy to do a short run of playmats, but doing a deck box with custom art, how many of those? We need to order a ton of those, right?
So yeah, just to like put my cards on the table, just to use a TCG thing. So sleeves have ungodly high orders, right? So the minimum order quantity on sleeves is enormous. So if we're ever going to do sleeves, it's going to have to be something that the card is going to have to be so good, or the art will have to be so good that people are going to want either to order, 5-10 packs of sleeves, or we're going to have them available for a year or something like that.
Right. The minimum order quantity on
small.
sleeves
What's that?
minimum order quantity on sleeves is 5,000 sets of sleeves, not 5,000 sleeves, 5,000 sets of sleeves.
And the deck boxes, let's just say we're discussing and exploring, and I'm working on it, but it is it has been a little bit of a moving target. So know that I want to do that. For those of you who were plugged in, which I don't think many of you were, but for the Magic Judge program, that was years ago, doing deck boxes was something we did very successfully, and I would like to do that again, but not today. Not today. Hey, speaking of cool game genic stuff,
Before you show that
go
off,
ahead.
We're facing a little tech issue where OBS is not letting me transition between screens, so I'm going to have to stop the stream for a second, close OBS, and I'll bring it back up. So we'll be back in just a second.